This podcast is a member of the Place to Be Nation family. Visit us at placetobenation.com, the only place to be in your pop culture world.
Open the cover, it's just us. Let's take a dusty spine and shake it up. We'll talk you through the rest of the plot. Literary ladies with some thoughts. Yeah, we're the bells with books. I wanna know what happens next. Why can't I put it down again?
Place to Be Nation and everyone else, welcome back to another lovely, wonderful, beautiful, caring edition, I guess you could say, of Bells with Books. I am your host, Miranda, and of course, I'm just going to jump right into it. I am not alone, because that would be sad, especially this month. So, I am forever joined, always, by my bestie, Bianca.
Hello!
Hello! And how are you doing today? How is the weather? We love to talk about weather here. I knew what reaction that would elicit.
I have threatened to move to Costa Rica like 6 times in the past week.
Yeah, I know.
We have a gigantic cold front moving throughout the United States. It's not just Florida. But
no, it's like everywhere.
But Florida's not used to these temperatures.
Yeah.
And everyone's freaking out. They had snow in Tampa and Orlando this morning.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
We had snow here this morning. It didn't last long. It was like yesterday morning. Flurries. It was like, yeah, let's have some fun. And that's all it did. But I mean, it was 12 degrees this morning when I woke up with a real feel of 8. Yeah. But it feels like -6 when you're walking your dogs was not on my bingo card.
The South ain't built for this, y'all.
Listen,
I have worn every sweater in my closet 4 times because I don't own that many sweaters.
See, I do. I have really long puffer jackets. I have like all the gear one would have from living in Europe. But I would just like to say, even Caden was like, I swear it was not that cold over there. And you'd be correct. Because
it's because we have wet cold.
Yeah, you have wet cold, and then also, like I was telling you, when it snows, it actually does feel warmer because you've pulled the moisture out of the air.
Yeah.
So a lot of times in Europe, it would actually snow, and the moisture is removed from the air. So and it is a little drier over there naturally. So yeah, I also normally I'm like, Bianca, it's not that bad. No, I have been in the misery with her. Like, this is just unacceptable. It's unacceptable. I have plenty of sweaters, and I'm like, oh, which one are we wearing today? Are we going to sweat enough inside the house that we have to change it halfway throughout the day? Like, oh, that's my other problem is so you go out because you have to, right? And you have on this giant puffer jacket. So then you go in somewhere and it's zipped all the way up, and you're like, I'm only coming in here for 3 things. I'm in here for 15 minutes. I am not taking this jacket off to get it back on. And then you're in there and you can literally start feeling the sweat dripping down your back.
Yeah.
So then you go outside to the feels like -6, and you're like, oh. Like, make it make sense,
We can't. It's not possible.
It's not possible, but what it can make sense of, mostly, is some of this book news that is coming our way. Because listen, sometimes it doesn't make sense to us, and other times we are very excited about it. I'll let you go first and kind of introducing what news we have for the people this week, or this month, rather.
These are just 2 books that I don't think we mentioned in our coming soon. I tried to look back and see what books we were talking about in the new releases, and I didn't see them listed. The first one is a biography about Judy Blume.
Wow.
It's called Judy Blume, A Life. It is by Mark Oppenheimer. And I had never heard of Mark Oppenheimer before, so I looked him up. Yeah. He looks just like Dermot Mulroney. I think that's how you pronounce his name. He's from the Family Stone.
Oh, yeah, Dermot. Yeah.
He's also one of Jess's boyfriends in New Girl.
Yeah, Dermot.
They could be brothers.
They absolutely could be. Dermot is clearly a little bit older than him, but he looks like young Dermot Mulroney.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely, he does.
But he is a professor of religious studies. No, sorry. He holds a PhD in religious studies from Yale, and he has taught at Stanford, Wesleyan, Wellesley, NYU, Boston College, and Yale. He is the founding director of the Yale Journalism Initiative. He's written for all of the major newspaper publications. He also hosts a podcast called Unorthodox. It is the world's most popular podcast about Jewish life and culture with over 7 million downloads to date.
Well, he's listed, when I Googled him, the first thing that came up is from the Pulitzer Center, and it says that he is a grantee, which I don't know what he was granted exactly. He could have gotten a grant fellowship, but yeah. So, I mean, the Pulitzer Center is recognizing him, so that should say something.
Yeah. But it's going to be about Judy Blume and
I'm
just
excited.
Her life. And I was like, you know what? That's pretty cool. And it's coming out March 10th.
Somebody could buy it for me for my birthday. If you wanted to. I grew up on Judy Blume. I love her. I'm an 80s baby. I was a huge, huge fan of the Judy Blume. Yes, which I think most people were. Even if you were like a 90s baby and beyond. Well, I don't know how popular she still is. Not saying that she isn't, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if Gen Z is like, oh, Judy Blume. I'm not sure. However, I am excited about this.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And then next we have Lady Tremaine, a novel, comes out March 3rd. And
Yes.
this is about Lady Tremaine from Cinderella.
Again, somebody could buy this for me for my birthday.
But it's her story. And I was like, oh. So I kind of want to read that. And I love the cover.
It's beautiful.
It's a basic black cover with a big L on it that says Lady Tremaine. But it's got all this like floral and there's a bird. And
Very fantasy novel.
Different motifs, I guess you could call them.
Mm-hmm. So it
very
is
pretty.
They're listing it as a fairy tale retelling historical fiction with elements of dark fantasy and romance. Themes are maternal love, female resilience, social expectations, and the re-examination of villain archetypes. So,
and the author is Rachel Hockhauser, and I have never heard of.
I have not either. Is anything else? Did you look up anything else that she had written?
I'm clicking all books, and it looks like this is her first,
Debut?
I'll say traditionally published book because it's on, I'm looking on Amazon's platform. So if she's self-published anything, I'm not sure if it would be officially there.
Right.
I don't know. Let's see. Rachel Hockhauser.
Website, and I only see the one book.
Okay.
Also, I should give a disclaimer really quick. We are still in the process of like unpacking, unboxing, trying to figure things out. If you've been watching my TikTok, then you know I'm in the process of building a podcasting room. And this room that I'm sitting in is not it. So if you hear like Charlie Brown's teacher in the background, it's just my son in his Sunday campaign of D&D, because unfortunately his room is right next door to where the podcasting is currently taking place.
I will say it's a lot better now than it was when we were first chit-chatting.
Well, I have quite the contraption. If I move too hard, the whole contraption.
It's very precariously built.
Yes. It's leftover styrofoam that goes in the box that the 3D printer came in. And and the desk that I will be using. But last time we recorded, I did it from my bedroom, I think I mentioned. But we have new neighbors moving in, and my bedroom is right next to their front door. So I'm like, I will say, everyone here is really quiet. Like, you can't hear anything from the people like next to you.
That's good.
But when you have people outside like that, and my front window is right there, like, I'm going to hear them. So,
Yeah.
We're upstairs making this work. So if you hear, it's just my son playing D&D. Yeah.
Next, we wanted to mention that you and I, everyone knows, we are both Colleen Hoover enthusiasts. I will put it that way.
I don't.
Well, we've read all of her books.
I have not read all of her books. I stopped after a while. I like her.
Oh, did you?
Oh yeah, I like her a lot, but my interest was waning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know, but anyway, continue.
Well, she had a newly fully published book come out called Woman Down, which is a longer version of the short story. I forget what the short story was called, but it was in the anthology called One More Step.
It was just called Saint, wasn't it?
Saint, yeah. So when I read it, I was already like, I knew the story and I knew where it was going.
Right.
You hadn't read the short story.
I did not read
Saint. Down.
I remembered that anthology coming out. I thought I had read it. I absolutely had not. So if I ever said I did, I have completely misspoke because I was like, what is this? No, I didn't. No. We actually read it like almost at the same time. And we did talk about it together a little when we finished it, when each other finished it. Because I think I was only behind you by a little bit.
Yeah.
Because reasons we'll get into in just a second.
But so I was already prepared for what was going to happen. This is not a strong spoiler, but the characters in the story make very questionable decisions.
A lot of them.
So it's just like if bad characters make bad decisions, like, is it a bad story? And it was still well told. It's definitely not my favorite Coho book, but I still enjoyed the story.
Listen, I'm not saying that the writing was bad. That's not what I'm saying. But I really struggled here. Like at first I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. Like I liked the beginning, which doesn't spoil anything. You know, she goes out to the house. She meets the people that own it. She, you know, has her little introduction of like why she hasn't been on social media, you know, and her publicist friend, whatever. I don't remember if she's her public. Honestly, I don't care what she was.
Well, she goes on this retreat to write a book. She has
but the lady that like her
introduction
of her like her best friend and her publicist person, and like I get all of that, and I'm here for it. I'm like, oh, okay, seclusion to write a book. That sounds fantastic. I get it. And then there was something happened not long after she meets Saint, where I was like, what are we doing?
I'm sorry. So for the audience, Miranda and I are testing out cameras so we can finally see each other.
She can see my face. I had my notes pulled up, so I don't know what face I was genuinely making. Because if you know me, you know that I have a face that doesn't lie.
I would call it general disgust.
Yeah, that's how I felt. I give this book 3 stars, and that's being generous.
It is a wild ride from start to finish. I think I gave it 4 stars.
You were being nice. I can't remember.
I'll have to look at.
But I was like, oh my gosh, for once, there's a book that I don't like that she actually did. Because usually I'm like, Bianca doesn't like my book.
Which I will put the disclaimer out there. I do not condone anything that any of the characters did.
No. But you enjoyed it enough to want to continue and want to see a more fleshed out version of the story that you had read before. Yeah. I get that. Yeah. I get that.
But I'm just letting everyone know the story itself is bad.
And and there's Bianca no-nos in there. And let me just say, I was Bianca this time. I was like, ew. Look. I was so disturbed by some of this stuff that I was like, Colleen, girl. And it's not even like trigger warning disturbing. That's not what I mean. I was just like, I'll be so for real right now.
Yeah.
Oh, I was struggling.
The window scene. I'll put it that way.
Ew. I vomited in my mouth a little. It's like, whatever. I will say, honestly, when you find out like the quote unquote twist, because it's so new, I'm not going to spoil it.
Well, there's a couple of twists in there that you don't.
There are, but I'm talking about the like very specific learning of who people are and how that originated. I will say I genuinely thought a different person in their life and made this happen. I was kind of shocked that it was not that. I think I texted you and was like,
you did.
Yeah. Colleen, you could have done that. And I'd have been like, oh, snap. Like, I would have been like, damn. Like, I think that would have made it better. Again, I'm with Bianca. I don't condone anything these characters did. I really kind of struggle with them. I originally found them likable, and then I was like, it's really hard to care about what happened.
So, I will say I would put it in a thriller category. So yeah, if you want a thriller with some very questionable morals,
Yeah,
you can pick it up, and it's an easy read. I think you and I both read it in a 24-hour span.
From the time I sat down to start it to finish it, yes. The problem is it actually took me a couple of days, and the reason is I hit a point where I was like, do I finally DNF a book? So that's what took me the extra time. I will say, I do want to make this very clear, though, and I think you would agree with me on this. Anyone picking this book up because they're excited that Colleen wrote another thriller because you read Verity and you liked it, this is not for you.
No.
But if you want a quick read and you're curious, I mean, sure, why not? Especially if you're a Colleen fan.
Oh yeah, if you're definitely a Colleen fan, I think you would.
Yeah. I just was like,
at least be entertained by it.
Are you not entertained? No, I was not.
Okay. Well, moving on from that.
Whatever that was. You found a really interesting thing, though, that I was I don't want to repeat myself. You found a very interesting thing that I was genuinely intrigued by that I'm going to let you go over. And you said you found this on Instagram, actually, correct?
Yes. The New York Public Library gave their list of the top 10 most borrowed books of 2025. I'll just briefly go over them. You can Google this and look it up. The number one most borrowed book was James by Percival Everett, and that's the retelling of Mark Twain's book.
Yes.
Tom Sawyer. Is it Tom Sawyer?
Tom Sawyer, but everything went crashing. Yes, I told you guys if I get the wrong thing, it gets crashing.
2 was The God of the Woods by Liz Moore, which I read and briefly reviewed last episode. So
yeah, I thought so. I was like, that's yours, isn't it?
3 I have never heard of. It's All Fours by Miranda July.
I have heard of it because I saw her name and was like, excuse me, hi. But I have not read it. Don't really even know anything about her.
Oh, okay. So. Number 4 is The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins, which I know Mel Robbins writes a lot of like self-help or like
it is
businessy type books.
Yeah.
So babe, she's like pawing at me for attention. 5 is The Heaven and Earth Grocery Store by James McBride. 6 is The Dream Hotel by Layla Lalami. 7 is Deep End by Allie Hazelwood. I have not read that one. I'm intrigued. 8 is The Covenant of Water by Abraham Verghese. 9 is Your Girl, Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. And then 10 is My Girl, Funny Story by Emily Henry.
Real quick, Allie, I had to Google it because I was pretty sure I was correct on this one. This one is not going to be for you.
Oh, okay. It's not one of her cutesy little YA
It says it's known as her spiciest book.
Okay, never mind. I don't want to read it. Why Deep End? I'm going to look this up. Because I know that is not what I thought it was. Nope. Okay. That's not the one I was thinking of.
What genre were you thinking of?
It's another blue cover. Take me to your books. Books.
Yeah, this synopsis says that it has multiple open door scenes with content and power dynamics rated between 3 and 4 spicy peppers.
Oh, okay. Out of how many peppers is that?
I don't know, but it says explores power dynamics and BDSM elements.
Ew, nope, not that one.
So,
dang, what am I
depending on how well it's done, that could be a lot of peppers, or that could be somebody being like, "This is no peppers." I think that's the problem, is that it's spicy peppers is subjective, right? Like I may be like, "Oh, this was all the peppers," and somebody may be like, "Right." I'm still saying it's spicy. Either way,
valid. That's valid. Okay, so I'm thinking of Check and Mate, but it's the alternate cover.
Yes.
It's not the traditional pink cover; it's an alternate cover, and that's what I was thinking.
Okay, yeah. There were several books on that list though that I had not heard of, so that I like that. That's impressive.
I will send it to you so you can peruse.
Yes, please do. Please do.
Miranda, where are you? There you are.
I don't know, right here.
And then we do have a little bit of sad news.
Sad news, yes.
It's very depressing, actually. I was very sad the rest of the day after I learned this.
I know. It just, yeah.
And we know, we wanted to talk about Catherine O'Hara. She has passed. I think we all kind of just grew up with her.
In whatever capacity, yeah.
And have loved her for the last 30 plus years.
She was a fellow Pisces.
And we are mentioning her not because she's involved in the book world necessarily, but
I mean, adjacent, if you think about all of the productions that she was a part of.
But for Miranda's birthday next month,
yes.
We always let the birthday girl choose, and Miranda chose Long Live the Pumpkin Queen, and Catherine was the voice of Sally in Nightmare Before Christmas.
She also did the voice of Shock. One of the three kids, Lock, Shock, and Barrel.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she did. I think if I'm not mistaken, she lent other voices, and I want to say she did Shock. But she was Sally's singing voice.
Yeah.
Which I think that's what everybody knows Sally, but I think most people know that's her song that she does. So
yeah.
That would be Catherine. And I was like, it was kind of out of left field as well. I don't know if she had been sick.
Well, she had a rare heart condition. And that I saw that this morning. Here it is. Because I'd never heard of it before. She had dextrocarditis inversus. I have no idea what that is, but that is what contributed to whatever happened. Because I still don't know what it is. I looked it up and I was like, okay.
You're like, those are layman's terms, please.
Yeah, and I couldn't really find one.
But
it was a heart condition,
okay.
And she's had it for a while.
Because she was only 71. I mean, which I know people are like 71, but no, it's not like some of the unfortunate celebrities that we have lost. They're like, they were 93 or, like where there's a certain point in that person's life where you're like, that's still very, very sad, but like it makes sense to you rationally. And this one just felt out of very, very out of left field and like didn't make sense or, rationally to me. I'm glad we got a second Beetlejuice. And then but yeah, for her, she's kind of the queen of all of my little emo heart because she was my Sally. She was in Beetlejuice. She was, she's Kevin's mother. So yeah,
she was Moira Rose.
She was Moira. Yeah. And there is no Schitt's Creek without Moira.
No,
not at all. I do think she voiced some books for Audible as well. Well, not specifically. Well, no, they may have been Audible specific books. I cannot remember specifically, but yeah, that was a hard one.
Yeah. But moving on to a little bit more happier news in our adaptation minute.
Not as much as last time, but still a nice little chunk for everybody. Like, honestly.
Brandon Sanderson's Cosmere universe has officially been picked up by Apple TV. And this is coming...
Was it you that sent me the video where it's like how the Brandon Sanderson meeting probably went?
Yeah. There was this guy on TikTok. He was impersonating all the different streaming platforms, and they were all in a room together discussing who was going to get this.
And he was like, okay, I'll just make my own platform. And then Apple, excuse me. Oh, and I was like, I don't know why, but I laughed so hard. It was great. It was great.
But this is from you can Google this. I'm sure many other platforms have written about this, but I trust the Hollywood Reporter for all adaptation purpose stuff. Mm-hmm. It says that the first titles being eyed for adaptation are the Mistborn series, and then the Stormlight Archive is going to be television. So it sounds to me like they're going to take Mistborn and make movies, and then Stormlight Archive is going to be TV episodes.
Which, okay, I get it.
Yeah. So the Stormlight Archives already has producers involved. Blue Marble, run by former WME agent Teresa Kang, is attached to executive produce the Stormlight Archive television adaptation. Let's see. The deal is a rare one, coming after a competitive situation which saw Sanderson meet with most of the studio heads in town. He's going to, since he is the architect of the universe, he's also going to write, produce, and consult and have all approvals.
Yeah, that's the thing about this. It's kind of excuse me. That TikTok is kind of honestly the best because it talks about how he gets like approval to everything, rewrites. He is on the writing team, and as we have talked about for a long time now, since we've introduced our adaptation minute, that doesn't typically happen. Like. You don't usually see the author or the creator. Well, in this sense, I understand that other people we've talked about, other authors, are also the creator of that world. But this is so much more expansive. And I think maybe that's what he was waiting for. And I don't know, is there any truth to that rumor, the joke that he was like, fine, I'll just create my own streaming platform. Who knows? Maybe he really was thinking about that, but this is the first time I think that we've heard of somebody being given so much creative control over something being turned into a movie and a television series.
The only other examples I can think of would be George R.R. Martin and J.K. Rowling. Like they were both heavily involved with their adaptations.
I thought after a certain point, J.K. was not.
As far as I know, she was involved for all.
Maybe I misunderstood. Yeah, but like this is pretty. Hey, you get rewrites. Hey, you get all of that, and that's huge.
Rare.
Oh yeah, very rare. So looking forward to see what he can do because he's fantastic.
I've only read one Brandon Sanderson book, and it's not because I didn't enjoy it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was Tress of the Emerald Sea. Mm-hmm. I just dipped my toe into the Cosmere, and I was like, "Ooh, I like this. This is interesting." And it was very immersive. It's just a lot.
Expensive. Yes, it's a lot to take on when you decide that you're going to do it.
And I haven't decided to dive in yet.
No, you're still doing that Cassandra Clare, which I also have not. Yeah, so.
But we don't know dates or anything. It is all in very, very early talks. They've just announced that Apple TV is doing it, basically.
I will say, in my opinion, it's just one person's opinion, I see no reason why this doesn't move forward. Like, there's a lot of times where we talk about things, something has been adapted or optioned, and it doesn't go any further. I think this is absolutely going to happen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's too much potential not to.
Absolutely.
Next... I have to ask you, Miranda.
Yes.
Have you been paying attention to the Wuthering Heights press tour?
Listen. Yes, but also I had a point where I was like, what is even happening?
It's getting... Okay, so you remember back in, was it 2022, where that Glenn Powell and Sydney Sweeney movie came out? It's called Anyone But You. I think I never saw it. But they did a press tour and they were selling their PR relationship and they were just like, we're just so in love and it translates on screen, even though they were both in like separate relationships. Like they weren't together in real life, but they were selling it. I feel like that's what they're trying to do here.
Possibly.
And it's awkward and not working.
Again, what I have to tell everyone, I will say this 50 million times. This is being brought to you by the same people that brought you Saltburn. I just need everyone to grasp that fact. Because I swear to God, I don't know how many times I say that to people. I feel like no one is hearing me.
And I say this because I know it's not going to be a truthful I'm not looking for a truthful adaptation with this.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay.
I'm looking forward to watching this and making fun of it at this point.
And listen, here's what I will also say. Margot Robbie, in every single outfit she has gone on press in, she's eating it up.
Whoever her stylist is, no notes.
A++.
No notes.
Yeah. She ate. Done deal.
The one dress that stood out to me was it was brown and then it faded to black and then it faded to red in the skirt and it was like a corset up top.
Yes. It almost looked like sheer nude up top kind of.
Yes.
And then she had this one that
she had on the Elizabeth Taylor necklace.
Did you see that? I didn't see that. I didn't realize it was Elizabeth Taylor necklace. But
it was the one Richard Burton gave her of the Taj Mahal.
Oh yeah. It says once owned by Elizabeth Taylor and worth over 8 million. 8 million. I also really liked the dress. I don't know if you saw this one, but like it doesn't look like it should be short, but it is, and it screams like Mother of Dragons. It's like
was it the red one?
The red corseted.
Yeah.
It's a black snake skin.
Yes.
It was great. It was great. I would just say everything they've put her in, fantastic. She went to Jimmy Kimmel and wore this sheer lace asymmetrical by McQueen.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah.
Chef's kiss. I know we are not a fashion podcast, but listen, I'll give her that. She looks fantastic. Just, I don't know what's up with the creepy relationship. Or not.
Well, and they did a Vogue cover and interview, and I didn't read the whole thing, but I saw highlights. And okay, maybe this will be news to you then. Okay. Margot said that she got so attached to Jacob after this project ended that she was actively looking for other projects that Jacob was working on so that she could work with him.
Ma'am, how does Tom feel about this?
I was like, you have a whole husband and a child.
A whole ass husband.
You got a family. So yeah, the press tour is weird.
Which
I don't get it.
You know what? That is something that could be explored because, like, think about, oh my goodness. There's a book we read about Hollywood lady. Oh crap! I can't remember the name of it. It was like right there, and then it went.
Talking about Taylor Jenkins Reid?
Yes.
7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo.
Yes. I almost said 7.5, but that's a different book.
Yeah.
So if you take that book, for example, like actually mushing it into the book world, and this is Wuthering Heights, so we're not straying too far. And you talk about the concept of like, she got so attached to him, she was actively looking for other projects that he was on. If you read some of that book, which I know is fiction, but it's probably I've read a lot of like, not just true crime books, but like old Hollywood books where this was a thing. And so you can't tell me it's not still a thing where people get attached to a person or like the feelings start blurring. I mean, we've talked about that a lot, potentially, maybe possibly allegedly taking place with. Yeah. I mean, so. I
don't know, but it's weird. I'm still only about halfway through the book. I took a break and I'm reading another book right now, which I'll talk about at the end.
Yes. Oh, I forgot. We have to tell the people. I don't know if you've told anyone. This is your first ever read. Wuthering Heights. You've never read it
somehow, I don't know how, because I love all books and I was an English major and I somehow made it through all of school, all of college, all of university without reading Wuthering Heights.
But now I do know you're not actually a huge fan of classics, which you have said here before. Like they're not like your first go-to grab. Like you.
I tend to gravitate toward the Gothic genre.
Yes.
Which this is.
Yes, it is. Very much.
But yeah, some classics are just, I don't understand why they're classics. I don't understand why they have endured the test of time when others haven't.
I did not realize that Bianca had not read this book. And a couple of years ago, my son was having to read it as required reading, like through the homeschool program that I was doing with him. And I was complaining to her and our friend Susan, hey Susan, about his opinions on Wuthering Heights. And Bianca was like, I've actually never read it. I was like, wait, what?
Like, I know the general premise of the story.
I think everyone does at this point.
It's in the zeitgeist. Like, it's part of pop culture.
Well, and I'm sure you've watched other adaptations of it prior.
I was trying to think if I have. And if I have, I haven't known it. Like, if it was something based on Wuthering Heights and I just didn't know it. Like how Clueless is based on Emma. Fun fact for the audience. Like,
yeah, you did not know that.
If you don't know, you don't know. So
there's a lot of them. I feel like maybe you have.
I don't know, but I knew this going in that all the characters were terrible, and it's just ringing true.
They're a little insufferable.
I will say the point of view of the book I was not prepared for. I didn't know that it was told from like this random side person's point of view.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, okay.
You're like, wait, what? I thought I thought these people were going to tell me their story.
Yeah. I thought I was going to live it, not be told the story from someone else.
You kind of are, but you're, anyway.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you're reading it. I'm glad you're reading it. And I will watch this movie. But don't expect the book, people. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no.
I'm going to say it again. till this comes out. And then once everybody's watched it, I'm going to say it again.
Next, we have the His and Hers adaptation on Netflix is gaining a lot of traction and is becoming very popular.
Judy actually brought it up to me last night too. Apparently there's people in the office that were like, oh, have you watched this?
Everyone at work, everyone at my work is talking about it. And I'm trying to stay away from spoilers because I want to read the book before I watch it.
Same.
I requested it on Libby. How long is my wait now? I haven't checked in a couple weeks. Where's my holds? I am 12th in line. I'm 10th in line. Started 13th. 61 people waiting in total. So I still have a few weeks. I'll probably still have like 2 or 3 months before I'll get to read it.
That's my only complaint with Libby. Like, I love Libby so much, but you're like, dang it. And then I'm sure it has everything to do with the popularity of the show as well.
Yeah, most definitely. But it is written by Alice Feeney. I've read several Alice Feeney books and have enjoyed them all. So I don't mind waiting because I'm pretty sure I'll enjoy it.
I think I've only ever read one Alice Feeney, to be honest with you. I don't know why I haven't read more.
She does tend to write thrillers.
Yeah.
So, and I like thrillers.
I love
I'm here
thriller.
for it.
Yeah.
But this one is about I had it pulled up. It's a psychological thriller about a murder in a small British village that entangles a newsreader, Anna Andrews, and a detective, Jack Harper, who are exes. And it's told from both their perspectives. So you get dual POVs.
And for any of those audiobook fans out there, I just looked it up and this needs no explanation, but it's a dual narration. And all I have to say is Richard Armitage. Okay.
Why does that name sound familiar? Who is he?
If you're an audio, because you're going to know who he is too. I'm trying to think of,
because he's an actor, isn't he?
He is. He's been in Hobbit.
The Hobbit. Yeah.
Yes. He was in North and South, Obsession. He's been in a bunch of stuff, but he does a lot of audiobooks and his voice is, as I've said.
Yeah. He has a very pleasant voice.
It's fantastic. And he's one of those, like, a narrator can make or break. Well, you got Richard Armitage. The other is Stephanie, I think you say her name, Racine. I'm not as familiar with her. Oh, wait. Yes, I am. She did the Twilight books, Stephanie Meyer's.
Oh,
book.
okay.
Yeah. I don't know if she did all of them, but she did Midnight Sun and she did The Chemist from Stephanie Meyer as well. And I really, really enjoyed the Audible version or the audiobook of The Chemist. So yeah, I would say if you don't want to wait on Libby and you have access to, like, via Spotify or whatever, go get the audiobook if the audiobook is your jam, because that's two very fantastic narrators. Yeah.
Next, we do have a little sprinkling of Fourth Wing adaptation.
Just a smattering.
Well, because it's being done by Michael B. Jordan's production company.
Yes.
I forget what his production company is called, but someone at Outlier Society Productions. There we go. Who is partnering with Amazon to bring it to us. But he was on a carpet somewhere and someone randomly asked him, "Hey, how's it coming?" And he said, quote, "We are making sure that this is going to be an exciting show that delivers on all the things the fans want and some of the things that they won't be expecting either.
Ooh.
But trust me, I know how beloved this franchise IP is, and we're in the lab, we're cooking up. We got it. It's coming. It's early stages, but I feel how much people care about this one. It's not lost on us."
Yeah, you can't just be like, okay, and I pick you and let's go. Like, there has to be a lot of thought, especially into such a beloved.
And can I just say that Daisy Ridley posted on her Instagram that she was reading it on a plane. I was like, "Are you involved in this, Daisy Ridley? I need answers right now."
Yeah, I do think that is going to be speculation a lot when we see any celebrity or any actor in celebrity status. It's like, currently reading. I'm going to be like, why are you reading? Are you just...
To be fair, though, I could see her playing Mira, the older sister.
Oh, yeah, I could see that. I could.
Yeah. And then one last adaptation is Bridgerton season 4, part 1. It dropped 3 days ago. Today's Sunday, so it dropped on Friday. We are recording on the 1st, if anyone wants to guess when we were recording. I binged the first part last night. I like it so much better than season 3, y'all. Because after season 3, I almost didn't want to watch season 4. Season 3 was terrible. I don't know what they did in the writer's room, but they messed it up. But season 4 is going much, much better.
Yes. Good.
So if you like the Bridgerton, go watch season 4, part 1. Part 2 comes out February 27th, sometime at the end of this month. And it is very Cinderella coded. So
that story is very Cinderella coded.
If you like the Cinderella trope, this is the season for you.
Definitely. But what I will say is, if you want to continue on the path of a schmetterling of silly romance, but in very different ways, that's what Bianca and I are about to do for you. I think I sum this up correctly when I say you went more sweet, clean, kind of funny route.
Yeah. So when Miranda and I were discussing what to do for February, we tend to pick a theme for a month. And obviously we were like, well, February is love month. We've never really leaned into the love aspect of Valentine's Day in February. We either pick up really messed up murder
I feel
thriller
people
books
would assume that we're like bitter black heart women. We're actually we're both married. We have been for a long time. I think you're at 10 years.
Yep, we just hit 10 years a few months ago.
Yeah, that's right. We hit milestones at the same time. So Bianca and Brad just hit 10 years this year in October.
Mm-hmm.
And Brett, Jerry, and I hit 20 years in October. Our anniversaries are actually like
right next to each other.
It's so funny. It's like the same week. It's like hers and then boom, boom, ours. So yeah, we're not like these bitter.
No, we very much love our husbands. We don't have any real complaints.
My emo heart very much loves love. I am a helpless romantic deep down.
But we've always wanted to be quirky and be like, we're not like other girls.
Because I'm not.
But this month we decided to lean into the love, like over dramatically. We decided to go full Star Trek dude. What's his name? William Shatner.
Yeah. So
just play into it. So we were like, let's pick either super cheesy or very, very ridiculous, funny romance books.
So you went warm hug, super cheesy, and no surprise here, I chose chaos. Mine leans more absurd, kind of ridiculous situations, over the top humor.
Mine is also it's very much it's almost a children's book, but it's YA, like they're teenagers, but it's all very innocent.
It's charming and wholesome.
Stuff like that. Yeah, it's very wholesome.
It's very wholesome. So if you want weird, unhinged, charming, wholesome fun, we've got you covered.
Well, Miranda, I'm going to let you go first. We'll get the chaos out of the way.
Get the chaos out of the way. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me scroll back up to my notes here. I made notes.
Well, first, tell us the lovely title of the book you chose.
I believe you guys will see this in the show notes, and it's just going to say something, 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 ... And you're going to be like, what? And that's because my silly romance pick, as I said, I went fully unhinged, and I read That Time I Got Drunk and Yeeted a Love Potion at a Werewolf. This is part of her Mead Mishaps series. This is actually book 2 of Mead Mishaps. And yes, that's the actual title. If you want it again one more time, because it makes Bianca laugh, it is That Time I Got Drunk and Yeeted a Love Potion at a Werewolf.
That's so ridiculous.
So ridiculous. And I know you're judging me, and that's fair. That's fair. This is I know you're judging me, but hear me out, book.
As long as you had a great time, all the power to you.
And I highly recommend Kimberly Lemming, just so that we're clear and upfront about that. So this is fantasy romance that does not take itself seriously, like quite honestly. I mean, have you seen her original covers for these books?
When I Googled the title to find the author, I was just too I'll call them beings laying in like a meadow, kind of like Twilight.
Okay, so they actually there were original covers that she did, and she drew them herself. And I think this was before she got, I don't know if she was not traditionally published, and maybe that's what it was. I can't remember fully because I have the original cover of book 1, and I love that she had done the art completely herself. So the new book cover, yeah, fun, but the originals, in my opinion, are where it's at. You guys should look up the others in the series too. I think it's book 3.
Well, they all start with the time I got drunk.
Yes, the time she got drunk.
It's the last part that changes every book.
Yes. The time I got drunk, and then you can just go from there. So there's Saved a Human, Saved a Demon. Yeah. And the original covers are just, they're adorable. They really are.
Now, did you read this one or was it on audio?
I read this one. I had it on my, I read with my eyeballs, not my earballs. I just heard Caden go, what? I don't know if that's in reference to whatever they're doing in his D&D campaign or if he heard me. And it's like, my mother is unhinged. He knows I am, though. So, like, I don't know why he's surprised.
Hey, he comes by it, honestly.
He really does. Because, listen, that child be just as unhinged as I am. Yeah, anyway, let me get back to my notes here. So, it's short and fast-paced. I was trying to look up how many pages it was. That's what I was doing. I was like, what was I doing?
I can pull it up.
Yeah, you do that.
You keep talking.
I'm not going to spoil anything because I think people should.
Oh, it's only 204 pages.
Yes, they're fast. They're great. It doesn't take itself seriously. It's very fast paced and funny. You like from the jump, things are happening. You are very aware of like the ridiculousness of it, but the humor is so intentional and so well timed. The characters definitely chaotic, and the entire vibe essentially is like, what if a rom-com happened in a fantasy world where everyone just kind of was feral? Like, it is cozy, but not in like that soft cottagecore way. It's kind of like unhinged but lovable.
Yeah.
Humor is modern. I will give you that. Even though it's set in like this like fantasy like make believe world, it is modern humor in the sense of like it withstands, like it holds up. You know. The banter, the sarcasm, and these like weird situations that kind of escalate beyond what anyone really intended. I mean, hence she got drunk and yeeted a love potion at the werewolf. Yeah.
I'm looking at the reviews on Goodreads. Mm-hmm. My favorite one so far, in all caps, this book is proof that reading monster smut can save you from demonic possession.
That is, yes. If you like the werewolf kind of thing, he's not brooding, not in a tortured way. He's more like a dangerous golden retriever.
Okay.
It works very well here, especially when you're talking about the humor. And you have really good side characters as well. Everyone feels like they exist basically purely to make the situations worse in the funniest way possible. Romance-wise, it is very fun, flirty, and playful. There is spice, but it's not, in my opinion, again, peppers are subjective, but it's not overwhelming or super graphic. Like, I feel like you could like be like, oh, okay, parts are coming out.
You know, like, through it.
Yeah. And it does fit the tone. It makes sense because that was not going back to Woman Down, but there were some times where I was like, why are we even doing this right now?
People are dying out here, Kim.
Why are we? Things on the page. Why is this happening? But like, no, in this one, it makes sense. Like when the parts come out, it fits the tone and it's more about the chemistry and the vibe than it being like, kind of overly like, oh, they're doing it again.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like I really, I really, really, I don't know how much I could stress this, hate adaptations, books, TV and film that are non-adaptations that just add more scenes for the sake of adding scenes. Like,
yeah,
we get it. They're people. They do the dance.
Yeah. Yeah.
I also enjoy a good smut novel, but sometimes I'm like, okay, ain't nobody doing it that much. Let's calm down. I'm just
gonna pull a muscle if you keep going.
Exactly. Then parts are gonna be hurting. Just saying. If you like romance that doesn't feel heavy or angsty, then this is a good pick. No trigger warning story about. There's no dark, which for some people they're like, oh, I want that. Hey, you do you, boo. But it's not there for those of you that are like, not for me. I did give this 4 stars because I had a really great time reading it. I laughed audibly, like not just in my mind to myself. I really flew through it. I read it in a day. And it did exactly what it promised. Like it gave me what I wanted. The only thing that didn't push it to 5 stars was just a personal thing. Genuinely, this time, I wish it was longer. Oh. I wish you'd had like a little bit more time with these two. It was fun. It was one of those like, oh, I'd happily read more of this. I'd happily read, more of these two. So to give you guys a quick synopsis. Thank you. There's that word of this actual book. It is, as I said, book 2 so we have Cinnamon, who is a spice trader, and she gets drunk and rescues Fallon. That's the demon one. Sorry. I have notes on both because I have read all of them. She yeeted a love potion. You know what? Read about Cinnamon and Fallon, the spice trader, because she's fantastic. I had notes on. I was going to tell you guys about that one too. So the first one, for anyone that wants to know, because you're like, why are you telling us about book 2? The first one was about Cinnamon and Fallon, and she's a spice trader, and it's fantastic. And then this one is a cheesemaker named Brie.
Not Brie.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that right there. And actually spelled Brie.
I'm shaking my head.
So she accidentally throws this love potion at a werewolf who becomes convinced that this is his fated mate. And it really forces her to deal with his protective advances while also handling other like supernatural pirate demon things. I think it is on Audible or Audio. I say Audible a lot, unfortunately. They don't sponsor me. I mean, I've told them 1,000 times if they listen and they can. But so she has this stranger that's now fallen madly in love with her because that drink that you threw at them is not just a drink, And as I mentioned, there is a pirate ship full of demons that just moved into town, and that was already hard enough for her. And now she's got this werewolf that's convinced that's her fated mate, and he's just drugged, basically. It's like he's on MDMA, essentially. Yeah. It's like she drugged the wrong guy at the bar. It happens, I guess. That's unfortunate. No, she genuinely didn't realize that the drink she was throwing was, a love potion. So, I mean, what I will have to say is she has this gorgeous man show up and do all her chores while telling her she's beautiful. I mean,
you're beautiful. You're beautiful.
Let me wash your dishes. I mean, I don't see a problem there. Just saying, I mean, it could have downsides. It has a community rating of 4.3 on the Goodreads. A lot of people are saying they liked it even better than the first book, which I did the audio version of the first book. And I remember doing it while I was at work, and I was like laughing, and people are like, what are you laughing at? I was like, oh.
I can't tell you.
Because this was at the time, this was when I read the first one when I was in Germany. And if you remember correctly, I had like no women that worked with me.
Yeah.
And so they'd be like, what are you laughing at? And I was like, oh.
My inner thoughts.
I'm
hilarious.
Mm-hmm. One of the reviews says, with all the tail wagging that Felix did, how could I not love this book?
Oh my goodness.
Yes, but in my opinion, Kimberly Lemming is the queen of superb banter and humor, and she does do those no-no scenes very well, in just my opinion. And I really, this is one of those books that you're like, oh, I'll just read a few pages, and then you're like, and I'm done. And I finished it. This is a situationship that you just have to read. I'm trying to be very vague here.
Yeah.
You really, yeah.
Well, how many out of I know it's subjective.
Yes.
But let's say out of 5 spicy peppers, what would you give it?
Out of 5 spicy peppers. This is hard. Okay, I'm going to go with 3 because it's fun and playful and consensual. It's not super graphic. It's more chemistry and humor.
Okay.
So 3. Spicy enough to notice, but for me, not enough in public to make me be like, oh, God.
Oh, okay.
Because I know some people, they'll have their book in public and something happens and they look around like, does anybody know what I'm reading? I think people would recognize what I was reading and be like, okay. But like, I'd say
okay.
2.5, 3. But I think you could do it.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you've done other books. You've done like Fourth Wing and stuff, so I think you could do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where I'd go with that. So yeah, overall the book gets 3 peppers, but with 4 stars, and I highly recommend this series as a whole. The Mead Mishaps. Each one, if you couldn't tell, basically from what I was saying earlier, because I started telling you guys about Fallon or Cinnamon from the first book. Each story is like a different couple, so you could easily.
Are the characters from other books in each book?
I don't remember them being, because it's pretty much about the focus of the couple every time.
Okay.
Like, to be very honest with you, I know there were side characters that I really liked in this book, but I can't tell you much about them. That sounds bad, but like,
yeah, they're side characters. It's okay.
Exactly. And I want to say, in the Mead Mishaps, there's 3 and then a novella. The third one being Saved a Human. I'll spare you guys from the full details.
Yeah.
This one is, in the third, it is, her name is Cherry.
Okay.
Her name is Cherry. Yeah. I felt like I should do a little clap after that. Remember those, like, her name is Cherry. Yeah. That was also 352 pages, so a little bit longer.
Yeah, that's like another 100 pages.
Yeah. She's giving you more, boys and girls. I feel like that was so all over the place, but that's the point of the book as well, in like a very, very good way. Yeah. So if you want that chaotic banter humor, read my book. But Bianca, if they want more clean and wholesome, but also, you said, a little silly and unhinged at the same time.
Yeah, it's still silly.
What do they get with you then?
So mine, I'm going to show you the cover. It's Enthusiasm by Polly Shulman.
Oh, yes. Okay.
So it's a girl wearing a red dress, but she's holding Pride and Prejudice in her hand.
Nice.
Let me pull up my notes. So one, I want to say this book was published in 2006.
Okay.
It is 20 years old.
Wow.
It shows its age. I'll put it that way. Because the story centers around 15 and 16-year-olds.
Yeah.
So all of the hip lingo from 20 years ago and the hip technology from 20 years ago. It's very pervasive throughout the entire book.
I was making a face.
Yes, I saw.
I know you saw, and I know that's what your giggle was. I was just telling everybody else, like, it's making a face.
So my book is about a girl named Julie and her friend Ashley, and Ashley is spelled Ashleigh.
Oh, we being all fancy.
Yes. And Ashley has a new hobby or interest every few months.
Oh, she's ADHD.
And she fully gives herself into said hobbies and interests for those few months.
Oh, yeah, she on the spectrum. Keep going. I recognize it.
If she discovers something, she gives her all for it.
Dang, did they write that book?
And Julie is not that way, or Julia is her full name, but she goes by Julie. And she just kind of tags along for Ashley's antics because she knows that in a couple months, whatever the interest is, it will change.
So basically, we need to change their names, and it needs to be Miranda and Bianca.
Well, normally Julie can kind of steer Ashley's enthusiasm towards something to where it won't be something that Julie is interested in.
Okay.
However, Ashley's interest throughout this book is Julie's beloved Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen.
Oh, no.
And Julie takes this very hard because she fully loves Jane Austen and Pride and Prejudice. She believes it is something sacred, not to be taken lightly.
And she's always loved it, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Okay.
However, Ashley gets a hold of it and she starts dressing like the characters in Pride and Prejudice. She adapts the old English language like the characters.
Oh, no.
And she slowly starts to ruin Pride and Prejudice for Julie.
Oh, no.
One of the antics that she pulls in this book is that there is a private boys prep school that's like up on a hill that's very like prestigious. And they are having a dance. And Ashley wants them to sneak into the dance and find their Bingley and Darcy.
Oh, no.
Of course, Ashley sees herself as belonging to Mr. Darcy.
Right.
And Julie will find her Bingley in Ashley's eyes.
When it probably should be the other way around.
Very much so. They do end up finding a pair of friends, and it's very much a Mr. Darcy and Mr. Bingley pairing. One is very enthusiastic and loves life, much like Mr. Bingley, very animated. And one of them is more reserved, not as pompous, not as prideful as Mr. Darcy. But they develop relationships, and it's will they, won't they. It's all very wholesome, takes place in high school. There are side family plots that I won't delve much into, but it is stuff that teenagers deal with, like belonging and working through your feelings and emotions, like you learn to do at that age. Learning how to communicate well. It does all of that very well, but like I said, it is very much stuck in 2006 with all the hip lingo, and it would take me out of the story a little bit. I'm like, ooh, yuck.
I wish you'd written down some of the lingo they used so we could.
Oh, and in the midst of all of this, they are also doing a play at the boys' school, and the girls somehow get roped into it. What play is it? I forget
Even
what
though
it
they
is.
don't go to school there?
Well, because it's they don't have enough boys who are interested to play female parts.
Oh, okay. So
they open it up to the community.
Makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. Is it Romeo and Juliet? I don't remember. It's like a classic play like that. But yeah. So, and this is, if you know it's a wholesome story, you know that Julie ends up with the star boy that she's supposed to. And like the end scene is so cute. They're like in a coffee shop and Julie's all happy that life is going great. And Ashley has moved on to another enthusiasm, but this time she has a boy who appreciates her enthusiasm. And it's all very cutesy and YA and very wholesome.
Because most of the time, it's in a happily ever after, it works out with the boy. Sometimes it doesn't, and that was the whole point of the happily ever after, is that you should be happy on your own. But
exactly. But it's a very coming of age teenage story. So if you want something wholesome, and it's short, it's only how many pages? I read it in literally a day.
Yeah, I think you were like, I'm done. I was like, oh, okay.
It's 198 pages, and let me show you how big the print is. Like, it's a decent sized print on the page.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So if you want something short and quick and cute, give Enthusiasm by Polly Shulman a try. And you'll get a lot of Pride and Prejudice references, which I appreciate. But this was a reread for me. I read it when it first came out because I remember I went to Books A Million and I got this book.
Before you worked there, too, probably.
Books A Million, not Barnes & Noble.
Oh, books. That's right. You said books. Sorry.
Yeah. I grew up a Books A Million family, but then I worked for Barnes & Noble.
So we did Books A Million, but I'm old. We had Walden Books.
Yeah, we had a Walden in Dothan.
Did you?
It closed before.
Wait, I think it was Walden. I think Walden Books was still maybe in the mall when I first moved there.
Yeah, it used to be in the mall.
Yeah, I think everybody's was in the mall. I think that's like where they that's like just where they put them was in the malls. Yeah. But we had a Books A Million as well. Yeah.
But that is Enthusiasm by Polly Shulman. Go check it out.
Did you say your stars? How many stars you gave it?
Can you still hear me?
I can.
Okay. I hit my elbow on the desk and I
heard. It was like, doing. I was like, oh no.
Well, I heard a bunch of beeping and I was like, oh no, what'd I just do?
You actually didn't do anything.
Okay. I think I gave it 4 stars. Let me double check.
I want to say yes.
Books. I want to say I gave it 4 stars. Go to red. There we go. Come on, Goodreads. Work with me here.
It does not like to cooperate.
I gave it 3 stars. Okay.
Okay. But you liked it.
Yeah. And it's a reread, so it obviously has rereadability.
Yeah.
But I'm just warning you have to be in the mood for like a very cheesy YA book.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. And then so in the process of looking for books to cover, because at first we didn't know if we wanted to do the same book or do separate books, we were looking up various lists of things. And of course we come across the famous author, Chuck Tingle.
Well, I'm very familiar with Chuck. And I'm laughing over here because I know you have a question for me.
Well, because I opened the doc. This is not today. This was a little while ago. And all I see is Chuck Tingle is Chris Pine. And I was like, you know what, Miranda? So please explain what's going on here.
Listen, this is literally one of my favorite pieces of internet conspiracy nonsense. And it's the whole theory that Chris Pine is secretly Chuck Tingle.
How did this come about?
This actually came out years ago, 2016, 2017-ish.
It's like, because Chuck Tingle's been around for a hot minute.
He has. I have read. I can give you some of the titles. Jenny and I, when we had Geek and Sassy, we did a couple. And she famously bought me a few as birthday. They're absurd, guys. They're absurd, but you have to go into them for what they are. And that is like the funny of it. But anyway, if you've missed this corner of the internet, Chuck Tingle is an author known for writing very absurd, very erotic novels, which we'll get into his shift in just a second. But he's written things. Listen, I know I'm going to be judged. I'm about to be judged. I'm laying this all out there to be judged. That's just, it is.
Hey, it's part of being on a podcast, okay?
It is, okay. So, he's been writing books for a very long time. I'm going to just go to his website and go to his books. His about section is also hysterical. And you will also have to look up a photo of him. That's what makes this even better in this conspiracy possible, I guess is what I will say.
What? I never Googled what he looks like. Why How's he like marshmallow?
That's part of it. That's part of it. So he literally has books like Pounded in the Butt by My Own Butt. All of them are something like that.
My lot of them was the Wordle one.
He does have a lot of male or female. My T-Rex barber is a lesbian.
The physical manifestation of Wordle pounds my butt as a slightly frustrating, but ultimately rewarding and meditative daily routine.
Yes. The sentient physical manifestation of Halloween eats me out.
Okay.
I'm telling you, they're absurd. You don't go into these for any reason of like, it's pure comedy. It's pure comedy. Some of these titles I always find the ones the most, this one.
Well,
go ahead.
Well, how did Chris Pine get roped into this? Tell me that.
Yeah, there's that. So he's also known for being incredibly like wholesome, progressive, and supportive in love of like all life forms, while he is this unhinged book author that you've ever seen. And the twist about that is that no one actually knows who Chuck Tingle is. So that's where you enter Chris Pine. And the theory basically says that what if this extremely handsome Hollywood actor is secretly spending his free time writing these bizarre, joyful, absurd erotica books? And listen, on paper, I know this sounds ridiculous, but the internet actually had evidence, okay? Like the girls were figuring it out. First, I'm going to use evidence with some air quotes here, right? Okay. So first, it's the anonymity aspect. Chuck Tingle has never revealed his real identity. He doesn't do traditional author appearances. When he does do interviews, they are very controlled, very stylized, very on brand. Second is the vibes that he brings, because Chris Pine has this reputation. He's like funny, smart, progressive. He's a little chaotic in his interviews. He's very self-aware, very online. He's like habitually online, and he clearly enjoys messing with people, right? Third, and this is kind of where it really took off, people started joking that Chuck Tingle writes with the confidence of a man who looks like Chris Pine. For example, like if you go to his website and you read Chuck's About section, he actually has a photo of him. And as Bianca said, he is in a suit. He is holding what appears to be a glass jar or bottle of chocolate milk with a straw out of it. His shirt's a little open, showing some chest hair. He has a pink, like, potato sack over his head with just a mouth hole cut out, and he has sunglasses on. And on his potato sack, it says, "Love is real." He is a USA Today best-selling author at this point. He is now, and this used to be a joke, by the way. He used to tell everyone he was a 2-time Hugo Award finalist. And that was part of the joke, is that his auto, like, About Me section was not correct, right? Like, he would say just made up shit. So that Hugo Award thing it's also been part of the joke, because until recently, he was not actually a Hugo Award finalist. He was a Bram Stoker nominee, Goodreads Award nominee, a Golden Poppy Award finalist. He's won several awards at this point, but at the time of this conspiracy, he had not. He is very mysterious. He stays that pink mask and those sunglasses. He's also, he's done now at this point some horror and some fantasy as well. It says he was born at home in Truth, Utah, and now lives in Los Angeles, California. Chuck writes to prove love is real, because love is the most important tool we have when resisting the endless cosmic void. Not everything people say about Chuck is true, but the important parts are. So, okay. Yeah, no one has ever known him. He has given interviews, and he's always in that get up, that pink, with the sunglasses. So, no one knew who. So it exploded when people noticed that Chuck Tingle's persona is almost kind of too perfect in a way. He's endlessly kind. He supports marginalized communities. He responds to hate with sincerity instead of trolling. And this made people suspicious because, you know, the internet can't handle sincerity without deciding it must be a bit.
Yeah.
You know, basically. And so is there any real proof? No, there's none. There's zero. There's no proof. Chris Pine has not even ever hinted at this.
I was like, has anyone ever asked him in like an interview or anything?
I'm not sure. I don't know about that, to be honest with you. Chuck Tingle has never hinted at it. There's no overlap in schedules, writing credits, or anything that would resemble evidence. It's just internet chaos that I'm here for. The thing is that people don't really push this theory, though, because they actually think it's real. They push it because it's fun, right? Okay. It's the idea that a Hollywood A-lister could be creating something secretly that's some of the most bizarre but joyful, body-positive erotica. Because I will say that as well. If you read it, it is pure smut, pure erotica. I mean, you can read that title and you don't, I mean, but it's delightful in the best way because it's absurd, but it's very body positive. It's very marginalized community positive. It has basically the same energy as what if Dolly Parton ran the world? Okay. Kind of says more about what we want from a celebrity than what's actually happening. Yeah. But Chuck Tingle, in my opinion, is more interesting than this conspiracy. He's built this career on absurdity and kindness. And he's shown that, like, in my opinion, you can be ridiculous without being cruel and funny without punching down, which we've talked about, other people doing. And this is maybe why people secretly want it to be Chris Pine, because both of them really represent this rare combination of like charm, humor, and like not taking yourself too seriously. So while he's probably not actually Chuck Tingle, it's the fact that the theory exists kind of tells you what you need to know about like fandom and internet culture and collective chaos, and let people just believe, right? Let people dream.
Let people have their fun.
I mean, and honestly, if Chris Pine ever did reveal that he wrote Pounded in the Butt by My Own Butt, I think we just nod and be like, yeah, that tracks. We'd be like, yeah, that's just Chris. That's just Chris for you.
Well, and in other research,
I will say Chuck has written some like legit stuff recently in the last few years. Not that his other stuff is not legit, but I will say he has come out with some like really good, like horror and things like that I highly recommend you guys look into as well. Even though that's not what we did this time, So, but yeah.
But in looking for books to cover, we discovered quite a few books that were very questionable.
Oh, beyond.
One of these I already knew about previously, and I always tell like I'll call it my fun party story, is typically when people are like, oh, well, what do you do like for fun? Like, what are your hobbies? I always say, well, I'm a reader. They're like, oh, what do you like to read? And I always go fantasy, YA, contemporary, like those are my main genres. But with the advent of TikTok, like romance and the erotica genre has just boomed.
It's actually been doing it since before TikTok. Like it's been a thing for a hot minute. But I think
it's more mainstream, I'll say now.
Yeah, I think it's more in the every reader's purview versus like a whole sect of us, Like,
yeah. And quite a few people will ask, have you read something? And it'll be a romance book. That's just not my genre. I've never been a romance reader.
You are, but you are more of fantasy that has romance, or like Emily Henry is technically romance, but like you don't read her for the romance aspect. Kind of.
Yeah. Yeah. And the romance is not the main plot. It's right. A side thing.
Right.
But there are some more, I'll call them ridiculous books out there. My absolute favorite that I love to tell about is Unhinged by Vera Valentine. So it's obviously not that person's real name.
I could be misspeaking here, but I think we have a friend that has written this.
Oh, it wouldn't surprise me.
Because Besides me. Besides me.
But just a quick synopsis of this book is that Brad just walked in here. He's going to be like, what are you talking about?
Make him stay. I need to see his face for this.
Oh, he already knows about this one because I've talked about it before.
Oh, okay. Dang it.
But this one is about a woman who starts having dreams of a man-ish entity. And it turns out that her apartment door used to be, or was cursed or something like that, of Zeus. And used to be a demigod or was cursed by Zeus, something along those lines. And he was cursed to be a tree. And then his tree was cut down. And the wood was used to make a door. But it's a sentient door. Like, it is aware. It can't talk or anything. But it is aware of its surroundings. And the door falls in love with its occupant, the woman.
Yep.
And unspeakable things happen with that door.
Oh! Very unspeakable. I read it for science, okay?
But Vera Valentine has another one. It's about balloon animals. Did you read that one?
I did not. However, I did send it to my friend that
yeah, that one's called Squeak.
Yeah, no. Because all I have in my head is what could potentially happen, and I'm just saying that there are things that should never go into other things.
And it's a running joke in our friend group, in our chat, that I don't know why I get the ridiculous book recommendations like this, because I don't read stuff like this. And I'm like, why is this coming up for me?
And it's not even like, okay, it's not even because you've been researching for this episode either. This has happened to you for years now.
Yes.
For years. Bianca's like, look, it was just recommended to me. And it's always something that myself or our friend Hope would definitely be like, well, let's just read it for science, and we're here for the shits and giggles. And Bianca is the one that gets the recommendation. And you get some of the most unhinged.
Well, this is another one that it just was recommended for me. It's called Why Cheese by Ellen Mint. So this one is about a girl who runs a cheese shop.
Is her name Brie?
No, it's actually Violet.
Ah, it should have been Brie. Come on now.
It gets good though. And she goes down to the basement one day, and 1 second there's nothing down there but cheese wheels in an old chest.
Mm-hmm.
And then she turns her back, or something happens. And then when she turns back, there are 4 naked men standing there. That's right. The cheese wheels turn into men. And what were their names?
I just want to say
they had cheese names. It was like cheddar and
Gruyere.
Yeah. They were like cheese names. I
would again like to say that Chuck Tingle walked so the rest of these people could run. I'm just he has been doing this for a hot minute, and everyone should thank him. If you enjoy these, listen, and it's not bad writing. Some of these do have bad writing, but like, it's just, I don't know.
And there's one about an airplane. I forget what that one's called, but it became popular recently on TikTok, but it's about an airplane that's actually a person and falls in love with one of its passengers. But some others that we listed here, I think you discovered this one, Halloween by Holly Wilde.
Yes.
The tagline on this is 3 women, 1 occult ritual, and an urban legend come true are waiting for you to discover just how delicious Halloween can be.
And if you want more to go with that, this is a recommendation. It's called Riding the Headless Horseman.
Oh my gosh.
Just do it. Not you. Not you. Definitely not you. Everyone else.
Another favorite we found was Basted by Abby Hunter.
Hard.
The tagline is, a spicy time in the kitchen can include more than just seasoning. And it's about Thanksgiving.
Which, that one bothered me because of the amount of women that use turkey basters to,
Yeah.
Okay.
The final one I will mention for research. Laid by the Lint Trap Monster by Holly Wilde. A sentient object quickie. That's its subtitle. The cover of this is very disturbing.
Oh my God, yes. It was bad.
That's my sleep paralysis demon right there.
No, we're not doing it. We're not doing it.
When your new house has a laundry list of problems to tend to, the last thing you need is a literal laundry machine creature looming over you. Or is it?
Oh God, I just found one. I think that might be worse.
Do tell.
It's called Mating with the Mallows. And it's Peeps. Like the bunnies. The bunny Peeps.
Okay.
The marshmallow rabbit hunks. Listen, out of this list of the ones that we've just talked about, the one that I said, the Headless Horseman, I have absolutely read that one. Unhinged, I did for pure, like, I was curious. The rest of these, Miranda has not.
And most of them are like just little stories, like the Lint Trap Monster one's only 14 pages.
Yeah.
But every single one of these, on Goodreads, it lists the genres.
Yeah.
All of these just say smut.
Oh, absolutely. With all the cold outside, I found one for you ladies out there. 52 pages. Frisky the Snowman. I mean, it's cold outside.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, happy Love Month, everyone.
Whatever you love, whoever you love, we don't care. We don't judge.
We judge a little bit.
We judge a little bit. My face does.
If you want even more of our antics, you can follow us on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. Just type in Bells of Books podcast. We will pop right up.
Yep.
You can follow me personally. I am at Style and Freak on any of those platforms. You can follow Miranda. Type in at Mom's a Nerd. She will pop up.
Yes.
And I have double checked. We are up to date on YouTube. So if you want any of our back catalog, go and listen on YouTube. We are there now. Thank you, Miranda, for all that hard work.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And then if you want to tell us what all's going on in the Place to Be Nation world.
We are still doing our dessert tournament thing over in the Place to Be group on Facebook. If you'd like to come join us there. I think it's still going by the time that this recording comes up. If not, you can go over and see what was voted for, who won, all of those great things. We are in the process of going on to Spotify. We'll be on our own feed. We are not leaving Place to Be Nation because, well, I own it. Not alone, but like I am part owner of Place to Be, so Bianca and I are not leaving, but we will be able to be found individually soon over on Spotify. And I would like to do it where our back catalog goes up as well as our current, but you may see the current before you see current before you see the backlog. Either way, we will be going up there very soon. And then, did you have any reads or acquisitions you want to tell anybody about? We didn't
do that.
No,
that is
okay.
my bad.
No, it's fine because we can still go. We can slide right on out the door after we do such things.
I was being sneaky and posting coming to your ear hole soon on our Instagram while we were recording.
Nice.
Recent reads. Where's my phone? Come back, phone. I am currently reading Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. Yes. It's a reread. I want to be prepared for the movie coming out in March. Mm-hmm. I forgot just how enjoyable this book is.
It's good.
It's so good. I'm a little over halfway. No, probably about 3/4 of the way through. We'll see how far I get after I eat dinner tonight. Come on, fate will work for me. What have I read that I want to talk about? I read a lot in January. I didn't think I would.
I actually did as well. I did. How many books in are you so far to your goal?
5. I read 5 books in January.
Good job.
Let's see. I know I talked about that one last time. Oh, The Will of the Many. I finished that. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. I need everyone to stop what they're doing and go read that book right now, okay? It's going to be a trilogy. The second book just came out before Christmas.
Then I'm going to have to wait on book 3 because you know what happens. I get frustrated.
I finally did One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune. That was really cute. I needed a cute little summery book to get me through these cold, dark winter nights. I would recommend it. I would read another Carly Fortune book because it was good. Acquisitions. I'm glad I have the camera on.
Okay, let me see.
I got the author signed edition.
Oh, I have seen this, but show it again.
The Things We Leave Unfinished by Rebecca Yarros. This is the beautiful special edition.
Yeah.
Y'all, words cannot express how beautiful. Look at these end pages.
You need to make a video so I can post that to TikTok.
Okay. It is absolutely gorgeous. And I loved this one. I've read a couple of Rebecca's non-fantasy books and they're not really my thing, but this one was really good. Here's some ASMR for you. This was a TikTok order. Author on TikTok was promoting it and it's a fantasy. So I was like, let me buy that. It's called The Crown Prophecy.
Pretty. I like it. Who's that author?
Meg Acuna.
I'm like leaning in. I'm like,
and she gave me some freebies that went with it. She gave me a couple of stickers that I'm sure I will know what they are once I read it.
So it's a croissant with a crown.
Yep. And a little
redhead girl.
Yeah. And then this fan art, I'm assuming, of the characters in the book.
The one side of that makes me think of like Tiana.
Yeah, yeah.
Like even the dress.
Yeah.
Strong. I love it.
And it's signed by her, and she wrote to Bianca, "You are made of lace and steel."
Yes.
So I'm assuming that will mean a lot to me once I get around to reading this book.
Probably.
Acquisition number 3. This was one of the Barnes & Noble $5 cafe books. Oh. It's called See You Yesterday. A pretty pink cover.
Is that the current one or did they?
This would have been, when did I buy this? Let me look at the receipt. No, because it would have been January. So we're in February now. So
okay. Yeah. I felt like ours never changed. Like I kept waiting for it to change and I was like, already have it.
And then I also bought the second book in this series, Thief of Night by Holly Black. I covered the first book. Crap, what's it called?
I know because I remember gushing that you actually read a Holly Black and you liked it.
Book of Night was the first one. This is Thief of Night. This is not fairy related or anything, thank goodness.
I love the fairies.
But this series, I would have covered it for the November,
I think so,
podcast of 2024.
Something like that, yeah.
So I covered Book of Night. So this is a sequel, Thief of Night. It's about a world where shadows are commodities. Like your shadow is a commodity, basically. So I'm and it's kind of mobbish.
Ooh.
Like
a gangsta?
A little bit. Like this is an anti-hero story.
Okay.
But those are my acquisitions and my recent reads, and I will add them to the show notes while I'm thinking about it. Nice. What did you read and or acquiesce, Miranda?
I was Bivald, and I didn't buy any books since we last spoke because I have nowhere to put them.
I have a face going on right now.
Because technically, so people are going to be like, you posted those books you bought on TikTok. I had bought them before we recorded.
I mean, that's been good.
So I'm pretty sure I did the Brandon Sanderson because it was floppy. We talked about this. Yeah. Okay. So I am almost done. This is book 7 in Dungeon Crawler Carl, and book 8 doesn't come out until the end of the year almost. I am like 620 pages in to this 870 page tome. And I think he's about to do something to me that's going to break my heart. I'm not happy. Not happy at all. I think you're muted again, but I'm not happy.
I was muted because I was typing. I didn't want to be.
Okay. I saw you laughing at me, and I was like, oh yeah. No,
as long as the cat survives, the cat better survive.
If Princess Donut ever dies, we riot. All of us. If you're a crawler fan or not, if you're a crawler, you're rioting. If you're not a crawler, you have a crawler in your life who is going to make you riot. So no, it's not Donut, but there is something I think he's about to do to a character here that I think is going to make me.
Which, fun fact, our friend James is reading that. He loves the Dungeon Crawler Carl books.
I think I messaged him about the first one or the second one, and I told him like keep it up. Actually, Jerry may read them. There's a guy that's office is like directly across from Jerry, and he is like into them. And I was like, you tell him he's my new best friend because they're fantastic. Highly, highly recommend them. I know I talk about them at least once every other pod because.
And I'm just going to put Dungeon Crawler Carl in the notes.
Yeah, you could just put. Yeah, that's fine.
That's by Mark who or Mike?
Matt Dinniman. But for those of you listening, this one is book 7, which is This Inevitable Ruin. So there you go. I'm almost done with that, and then I have some books here that I have picked up, but I got them from the library.
Yay, support library.
Yay, library. Yes. So I knew after Carl, I would need a palate cleanser. So I got this book that's like, and it may, actually some people said this is pretty deep, so it may not be the palate cleanser I was looking for. It's 129 pages though, and it's called The River Has Roots by Amal El-Mohtar. Yeah. This cup, I know it's getting dark in this room that I'm in.
Yeah, I can't really see you right now.
Really pretty. It's got these flowers like all over it. It's just beautiful. And then I got this because it just Death at the Morning House. Don't mind if I do. By
Is
Maureen.
It morning? Like morning?
Huh? Like MORNING, like morning.
Oh, I was thinking morning,
morning,
like you're in mourning.
No, it's like good morning. And this is by Maureen Johnson.
Okay.
And I haven't read it today. I haven't read it yet. It's just I often think back to the first meeting with Ricky, things at the morning house. I could already tell were going to be complicated. I was so innocent then to think that complicated would cover the situation I'd gotten myself into. I tell myself that the dominoes were already set up before I got there. They only needed that little push to set them all going on their terrible track. But there I was, an unknowingly unnecessary finger flicking the first one into motion. And I'm like, what did you do? What happened? I need to know. That's vague. So I got it.
Valid response.
I mean, because I'm like, well, what do you mean? What do you, I'm like, Jen, what is it? That meme where she's like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
When I was reading that, I was like, that's how I feel. So I actually finished a total of 8 books for the month of January. I did kind of already talked about some of the ones I read prior, so I won't really get into those. I think I talked about all of them because I kind of like went hard in the paint at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then took a little bit of a break. The other book that I got was The Murders in Great Diddling.
What?
It's just diddling, like in the EU, like in the UK, diddling, DIDD.
Oh, it's not like diddly squat.
Well, I mean, diddly squat is a place too. The Diddly Squat Farm.
The Murders in Great Diddling. Okay.
Yeah.
I was
by
Googling
Katrina Bivald. Yeah. It's a small rundown village of Great Diddling is full of stories. And author Barrett Gardner can feel it. The way the villager avoids outsiders, the furtive stares, and the whispers in the presence of newcomers. Barrett can sense the edge of a story waiting to be unraveled, and she's just the person to do it. In fact, with a book deadline looming over her and no manuscript, not even the idea for a manuscript, truth be told, Barrett doesn't even want this story. She needs it. While attending a village tea party, Barrett becomes part of the action herself. An explosion in the library of the village's grand manor kills a local man, and the resulting investigation and influx of outsiders sends the quiet community into chaos. So I kind of acquiesced, but I acquiesced for free from the library. So, yeah, that's where I am. Also, everybody's going to be like, what do you mean you don't have any new books to talk about that you've read since we last heard from you? Yeah, Dungeon Crawler Carl's 870 pages. Okay? Okay. Also, still trying to move here.
Yeah, you're still getting settled.
Technically. It's going to take a while.
Yeah.
Never enough shelves. Never enough hours in the day. You know, all those things. But if you liked those stories that we told you today, if you like the unhinged chaos of either of the books that we read, both YA and otherwise way not YA, come back and join us because we're always a little chaotic. We're always a lot of fun. And we always keep reading.
The show.